Hey, what's up, YouTube? Today, we're going to get into why Gervonta Tank Davis actually ducked Shakur Stevenson. Let's get into this. Now, some would have you believe that it was the other way around and not Tank ducking Shakur, but Shakur ducking Tank. And an interview that Tankomaniacs bring up is an interview with one of the best interviewers in the game, Najee from Cigar Talk, in which Gervonta Tank Davis was asked when he was going to fight Shakur Stevenson, and his reply was Shakur should fight someone that he already beat, a man who landed 40 punches, Edwin De Los Santos. Now, to me, anytime someone says they don't want to fight Shakur Stevenson, to me it always sounds like a duck. It's always one excuse after another. There's always some reason why not to fight Shakur Stevenson. And Tank Davis on Cigar Talk, he says, tell Shakur to fight Edwin De Los Santos, and then I'll fight him, but I bet you he won't. So you just snitched on yourself. Because, see, now a lot of people probably didn't catch that right there. He said, fight Edwin De Los Santos again, but I bet you he won't. Now, what does that tell you? First of all, it tells you that he doesn't want to fight Shakur Stevenson because he wants Shakur to fight someone else. That's point number one. Second of all, he said, I bet you he won't do it. Which means he's offering Shakur Stevenson something that he knows he won't do in order to not fight Shakur Stevenson. He said, I bet you he won't do it. So he knows that's something that's not likely to happen. So he clearly does not want to fight Shakur Stevenson. And it's weird that this is the clip, the video, in which all these Tank fans are so happy about and saying that Shakur ducked Tank. And they're using this clip. And I don't understand why they'd be happy about that, because Tank basically snitched on himself in that clip and proved that he doesn't want to fight Shakur Stevenson. And, you know, there's many other reasons. There's Tank, the fact that he's the A side. And then there's the fact that people are saying, oh, because Shakur Stevenson's choice of promotional change that may impair, you know, his ability to get the Tank fight. And Eddie Hearn already came out and said that he wants Tank after Cepeda. So there's always an excuse coming from Tank, coming from his team. Oh my goodness, his team's always got all these things to say where they're basically admitting they don't want the Shakur Stevenson fight. And these are two guys who need to fight each other. They're both hovering around the same weight class, 135, lightweight, one of the hottest divisions in boxing, has been for quite some time now. And these guys have been dominating it, and boxing fans would love to see these two guys mix it up and see who comes out on top of this. I have Shakur Stevenson winning, unanimous decision, and surprising people on how well he does. And that also ties back into what I was just saying. That's the reason why people have been ducking Shakur Stevenson. It's because of his unique ability to win matches against anyone and make that person look like they weren't even as good as they were before the match. And to touch on another subject, which I touched on earlier, in which Shakur Stevenson's resume is better than Tank's. I had mentioned a few people on Shakur Stevenson's resume that were better than the 4 people that you could point out on Tank's resume that are the best, which are Ryan Garcia, Frank Martin, Pedraza, and Pitbull Cruz. So, I had pointed out that on Shakur Stevenson's resume, Edwin De Los Santos is better than all those dudes. And then you have Oscar Valdez, who is an undefeated champion coming off a knockout, who you could say those dudes aren't better than him. And if that wasn't good enough, if those wins weren't aging well enough, because Edwin beat El Rayo beat Pitbull Cruz, so that's Shakur Stevenson's resume is kind of winning out over Tank's right there. And then you could say, well, that's got to be the end of it, Mr. Lightning. There's no way Shakur Stevenson's resume is aging any better than that. Wrong again. There's still one more man that Shakur Stevenson beat that just came back and just beat an undefeated champion. And he's 2-time Olympic gold medalist, Conceição, in which Shakur Stevenson beat the brakes off him. So, explain to me how Tank Davis's resume is better than Shakur Stevenson's, because I think I pretty much just absolutely demolished that entire stance that Tank Davis's resume could be better than Shakur's. But if you disagree, get back to me in the chat. Drop a comment below. If you agree, drop a comment below. Smash the like button. Smash the subscribe button.